Hello. We'll talk about Amanda LEVETE, an important British architect. Tomorrow will be her birthday, but we'll anticipate that, and that's why I thought of presenting her work today. And tomorrow we'll talk about Rem Koolhaas. It will be his birthday as well. So both Amanda and Rem Koolhaas were born on the same day, but different years. So Amanda LEVETE, you see Amanda Jane LEVETE, born on the 17th of November 1955. Today is the 16th of November 1955. He's a Sterling Prize winning British architect and principal of ALA, Amanda LEVETE Architects. The Sterling Prize in architecture is the most important prize in architecture in Great Britain. This is Amanda, and an interesting architect who I understood avoids shoes sometimes, or maybe often, or maybe always in her office, like in her home. I saw pictures of her not wearing shoes. Originally from Bridgend, South Wales, LEVETE was a student at St. Paul's Girls' School in London and the Hammersmith School of Art, enrolled at the Architectural Association, of course, the great architecture school which prepared, at least at the time of Alvin Boyarsky, unemployable mavericks. This is how the saying was, that Architectural Association prepared unemployable mavericks. She became a trainee at Alsop and Lyell, a very important architect himself, William Alsop, Will Alsop, and he died, and an architect at the Richard Rogers Partnership. Richard Rogers died as well. As co-founder of the firm Powys and LEVETE, she was nominated for the Rebus 40 Under 40 exhibition in 1985. LEVETE joined Jan Kaplicki at Future Systems, a remarkable Czech architect who also died, Jan Kaplicki. They worked together for Future Systems as a partner in 1989. They were also involved romantically. I think they were even married, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, served as a trustee of the arts organization Art Angel from 2000 to 2013 and is a trustee of the Young Foundation. LEVETE is credited with making the Future Systems organic and conceptual designs a reality. Recognized as one of the UK's most innovative practices, Future Systems' completed works include the Selfridges department store in Birmingham, a remarkable work, and the Lord's Media Centre, which won the Royal Institute of British Architects Sterling Prize in 1999. Both works together with Jan Kaplicki. LEVETE formed ALA, formerly known as Amanda LEVETE Architecture, in 2009, and in 2011 the practice won the international competition to design a new entrance, courtyard and gallery for London's Victoria and Albert Museum, which features a porcelain courtyard. ALA's projects include the MAAT, the Museum of Art, Architecture and Technology in Lisbon, Portugal, for the EDP Foundation, the Central Embassy project in Bangkok, 10 Hills Place in London, and the pop-up restaurant in Cannes. In 2014, Amanda LEVETE Architects was chosen to design the second M Pavilion for the Naomi Milgrom Foundation in Melbourne, Australia, the first to be designed by an international architect. The M Pavilion, made from fiberglass overlapping petals, opened to the public in October 2015. The Museum of Art, Architecture and Technology in Lisbon opened on October 5th, 2016, with site-specific work from Dominique Gonzalez Förster. The 20 million pounds museum sits on the river Tagus, Rio Tejo, to the west of the city center, and was described as sinuous and one of Europe's most lyrical new museums. Also in 2016, ALA completed the 13-hectare media campus headquarters building for Sky Central project in London, central in London. Now, with Future Systems, when he worked with Jan Kaplicki, together with Jan Kaplicki, Future Systems was a London-based architectural and design practice, formerly headed by directors Jan Kaplicki and Amanda LEVETE. Future Systems was founded by Kaplicki and David Nixon after working with Dennis Lasden, Norman Foster, Renzo Piano, and Richard Rogers in 1979. The work of Future Systems can be classified within the British high-tech architects as either bionic architecture or amorphous organic shapes, sometimes referred to as blobby texture. Compared to his peers, Kaplicki was the avant-garde incarnate, relentlessly pursuing the new thing, refusing to settle into some predictable and comfortable architectural niche. Future Systems. Here is Jan Kaplicki, of Czech origin, and in the last part of his life, he returned to Prague. LEVETE is credited with making the Future Systems organic and conceptual designs a reality. I already read this. Selfridge's department store in Birmingham, an iconic work by Future Systems. Here it is, and it's not bad. Even after some years after it was built, I think it's not bad at all. I mean, you know, a commercial enterprise, a department store, but the building, that it is blobby texture or not, this is not so important. It is a good building. And it is a good building because it belongs to its time. It belongs even to the future. It belongs to our capabilities to build in this way. What can we say? It's a building of our time. Jan Kaplicki and Amanda LEVETE working together in Birmingham, Great Britain. And we see the old building, the church, and then we see their building here on the right. And they have nothing in common. And it's fine. It's harmony through contrast. It's okay. So you see, even a commercial program, you know, honored or you know, served creatively, could generate a building that is architecture and not just, you know, a banal assortment of frivolous functions without concern for quality, architectural quality. Now, the Lord's Cricket Ground Media Center from 1999, also a work very appreciated by them. You see, it's almost sci-fi architecture, science fiction. It's okay. We need a new, don't we? I mean, otherwise, you know, we don't truly live if we don't live in the present and even in what we might call the future. Jan Kaplicki and Amanda LEVETE. That's why I keep telling the students, take risks, be creative, be courageous, propose what is in your heart and in your mind. Don't settle for less. So this was 1999. So, you know, 24 years ago, when, you know, digital technology was not so developed, but this building shows a mentality that anticipated what was to come. Someone risking his life there, perhaps to clean up the windows. Now, they got separated. Amanda from Jan Kaplicki, and she started her own practice, Amanda LEVETE Architects, ALA, formerly known as, I don't know what it stands now for, maybe initially it was called explicitly Amanda LEVETE Architecture, and now it's known as AL space A again. In 2009, so 14 years ago. And in 2011, the practice won the international competition to design a new entrance, courtyard, and gallery for London's Victoria and Albert Museum, a prestigious cultural institution which features a porcelain courtyard. Did I read correctly? Yes, I read correctly. A porcelain courtyard, 2011. And here it is. Not bad. Modernity in a context which, for a more conventional mind, a more conformist architect would not have invited to, modernism. But I think Amanda LEVETE chose correctly. And the old and the new enhance each other, as they should. So the Sterling Prize winning architect Amanda LEVETE and her firm ALA have completed a new porcelain tiled entrance and underground exhibition hall at the Victoria and Albert Museum. The V&A exhibition road quarter comprises an alternative entrance to the museum, as well as extra gallery space and the courtyard. The 54.5 million pound scheme by LEVETE's London-based firm, which was first announced back in 2012, provides 6,400 square meters of extra space for the museum. It is the largest expansion at the museum in over 100 years and forms part of its future plan project, which has seen 2/3 of the VA's public spaces overhauled in the last 15 years. So more images of this work by Amanda LEVETE architects. The bulk of the project is concealed beneath a new courtyard paved with 11,000 handmade porcelain tiles. And here I have to say, the use of ceramic tiles, of ceramics in general, in architecture should be considered very seriously, because ceramics do add a lot to architecture. And I'm glad that Amanda LEVETE thought so too. 15 different linear patterns decorate the tiles, covering the 1,200 square meter Sackler courtyard, and were designed by the Dutch company. You read it. I really have difficulties to read anything written in Dutch and pronounce. I have the same difficulties. I apologize to the Dutch, but I admire immensely the Dutch culture, the Dutch art, and the Dutch architecture. And again, tomorrow will be the birthday of a Dutch architect, quite well known, Rem Koolhaas. The pattern, which is accented by glazing in a variety of tones, is derived from the layout of trusses that support the courtyard. The roof of the cafe and shop is covered in 4,300 further tiles. Somebody did count these tiles, obviously. It's a good work, nevertheless. And what can we say? We salute creativity, and we are going to see a few other exceptional works built by Amanda LEVETE, a courageous British architect. And now we arrive at a very well-known work by her, the MAAT Museum in Lisbon in Portugal, which is indeed lyrical. Text description provided by the architects. MAAT is an outward-looking museum located on the banks of the Tagus in Belém, the district from where the Portuguese great explorers set off, proposing a new relationship with the river and the wider world. The Kunsthalle, meaning the museum, is a powerful yet sensitive and low-slung building that explores the convergence of contemporary art, architecture, and technology. And this is the building with the woven facade, the interior before the arrival of art. Amanda LEVETE. Now here we see some glimpses of what might happen when art comes in. from afar near the water, the woven facade, the use of geometry, and of course the use of parametry. Portugal, Lisbon. She does honor the water in the appropriate way, because to place a very rigid building in the proximity of water could be considered an impiety. You see, the building is not assuming, it's rather low in terms of height. So, you know, the sky and the water predominate as it should be. And you can walk on top of the museum. You know, this drawing shows quite well, you know, the lyricism, the graphic lyricism of the work. If I saw this drawing, I would have said this is not by Zaha Hadid, and it's not. It's a different sensibility here. But in this case as well, the new building is using a very different architectural language than the one behind the existing building that you can see in this section through the building, this cross section. A cultural womb, after all. But dedicated to the improbable, well, for some people, the improbable meeting between art and technology. Amanda Levete in Lisbon. Good work. Blending structure into landscape, the Kunsthalle is designed to allow visitors to walk over, under, and through the building that sits beneath a gently expressed arch, one of the oldest forms in Western architecture. Building on Portugal's rich tradition of craft and ceramics, three-dimensional crackle glazed tiles articulate the facade and produce a complex surface that gives mutable readings of water, light, and shadow. The overhanging roof that creates welcome shade is used to bounce sunlight off the water and into the building. The roof becomes an outdoor room, a physical and conceptual reconnection of the river to the city's heart, where visitors can turn away from the river and enjoy the vista of the cityscape, and at night watch a film with Lisbon as a backdrop. Now, the Central Embassy project in Bangkok, quite a large building. It's well, it's not an embassy. That's the name of maybe the avenue is called Embassy or Central Embassy. It's a commercial building which also has offices. Quite a large building, as you can see. And it's clear that you can make a, you know, a commercial building of this stature that is also lyrically sinuous, that assumes technology, the technology of the present, and again, it shows the creativity of this architect, Amanda Levete. A lot of shopping here, but it's a hybrid building. It has various functions, but the shopping part of it is quite large, as you can see. As Barbara Kruger wrote many years ago, I shop, therefore I am. Paraphrasing Descartes, who said, I think, therefore I am. Well, you don't have to think these days. You just shop until you drop in Bangkok or wherever. Rem Koolhaas, whose birthday will be tomorrow, said he called shopping the terminal of all human activity. It does seem so, no? The terminal of all human activity, shopping. I shop, therefore I am. The superior part, the top part of the building, Amanda Levete. There are here some references also to the local culture. The swathes of aluminum tiles wrap around this sharply pointy tower by Amanda Levete Studio ALA, which is set in the former gardens of the British Embassy in Bangkok. So I guess, you know, the word embassy is connected with the former gardens of the British Embassy. It's a fine building and it does stand out, doesn't it? It doesn't fit in without personality, quite the opposite. It stands out, as someone advised us to always do. Stand out, don't try to fit in. But you can do both in a way, to fit in and also stand out. London-based ALA worked with local architects by design on the 37-story tower named Central Embassy, which hosts a luxury shopping center at podium level and the 5-star Park Hyatt hotel across its upper floors. Broad bands of textured aluminum tiling surround the podium where the shopping center is, before lifting up to cover strips of the tower's mono-pitched roof form. Narrower stripes of untextured tiling wrap the tower horizontally to indicate the floors and corresponding staircases. So it seems she does like to work with tiles, ceramic or otherwise, and the tiles do permit you to restore the dignity of what to weave always meant for the word architect, architecture, and so on. Aluminum is perhaps the defining material of Central Embassy and was chosen because of its lightness and its potential to reflect. Each one of the 3,000 plus extruded aluminum shingles has two surfaces on order to reflect or in order to reflect both the chaos of the city and the sky, Levete told Dezin. 300,000 tiles. The facade is clad in just 3 variations of aluminum tiles, yet it creates a shimmering moire-like pattern articulated by the play of light and reflection along the varying profiles, as well as drawing on motifs and patterns found in traditional Thai architecture, she added, because again, this is in Bangkok. It is a design that is local to its surrounding, yet simultaneously redefines the location. In other words, tradition and innovation. Although maybe the word tradition is comes to mind maybe with some difficulty. But you know, observed in detail, perhaps you know, the connection with the past is becomes more apparent. Bangkok, Amanda LEVETE. Now another interesting work by her, showing an astute dialogue with high technology. 10 Hills Place in London. Many narrow streets and alleyways of Oxford Street in London are currently misused and underdeveloped. These under-regarded areas are ideal not only for improvement, but also for relatively unconventional design opportunities. Our proposal, she wrote, acknowledges this by providing an architectural intervention that subtly draws attention to the building through the intrigue of a sculptural facade. Inspired by the artwork of Lucio Fontana, large glazed areas orientated towards the sky are slashed into the facade, maximizing the natural light available in this narrow street. This is the building. Mysterious as it is, I love it. You know, it's the ghost of a building somehow. You know, it's metamorphosis here to transform matter in such a way that it becomes almost immaterial. This is a good alchemy. And this is the building, you know, done with matter, you know, with materials, but it transcends them. This cultural form is achieved using a system of aluminum profiles used in the production of high-quality ship hulls. The facade is fabricated using curved 140 millimeters wide aluminum profiles that are connected together on site using a tongue and groove system, ensuring water tightness and construction efficiency. The metallic silver finish is a high-performance, durable paint typically used on super yachts. The use of self-cleaning glass. Did I read correctly? Self-cleaning glass? Yes, apparently there is such a thing. And an ingenious detail of hidden gutters within the eyelids ensures the facade that it remains low maintenance. Well, let's hope so. But it is quite elegant, I confess. Again, she didn't try to mimic the building on the right. She created something completely new. And we have here another case of harmony through contrast. Is it poetical? Yes, it is poetical. Is it technological? Yes, it is technological. It's both, as it should be. Now, the MP Pavilion in Melbourne, Australia, is an interesting work, and we'll see another side of her attitude vis-a-vis architecture, I would say. The temporary installation initiated by Naomi Milgrom Foundation was unveiled today in Queen Victoria Gardens. For the next 4 months, well, I made this presentation a while ago, so it's not any longer for the next 4 months. The public is welcome to populate the artificial forest canopy, whose translucent petals were developed using aerospace technology to demonstrate how an ultralight structure, ultra-lightweight structure that can sit lightly on the landscape and gently respond to the climate. Each petal is fitted with LED lights that are activated by the sunset to give a light performance synchronized with music. says or say the organizers. Amanda LEVETE commented, I'm delighted that the 2015 M Pavilion can now be shared with the public. Our pavilion is a celebration of those natural shelters where we come together and we have achieved an exceptionally light, open structure that sits gently on the land and allows the light, the wind, and sometimes the rain to form part of the show. It is designed to provide a contemplative personal experience as well as a place to congregate. And this is the work. And it has a gentleness that is to be underlined. But you know, there are some similarities with, let's say, maybe the Serpentine Pavilion designed by Kazuyo Sejima. But here we see also a reference to nature, the petals, that it's almost literal, and you know, concern with the ornament that distinguishes this work from the one I just mentioned. It is indeed a gentle structure that has its function and is not you know, a heavy intrusion into the landscape at all. Very elegant and very subtle and very gentle, a graceful work. Amanda LEVETE. That's it. So let's wish her happy birthday in advance of her birthday tomorrow. Thank you.